China to take produce to the horses that were stationed there.
Oh,
And then I came back and was discharged. I was never discharged, I was released to inactive duty.
oh. Was it then that you became a reserve, a member of the reserves then,
Yeah.
at that point? They didn't need you anymore.
Well,
that
I
what
thought
they-
I was gonna be called up in Korea. I was given an assignment for Korea, and I took 2 weeks training duty for that, but I was never called up to active duty.
Oh, for some reason I thought you'd actually been over there. Oh,
I was over in Korea
you were over at Korea
for a
before,
day,
for a day.
For a day, it's long enough.
just to unload some of that fresh produce.
So you were on a supply ship then?
Yeah, it was a refrigerator cargo ship.
Okay.
So when you were still an enlisted man, what were your assignments then?
I was a sonarman, anti-submarine.
Oh, so you were a sonar man.
On a destroyer.
Okay. And what rank did you have during those tours?
Second class petty officer.
Second class petty officer. Huh? See, I'm an Air Force guy. I don't know what that means. So.
That would be an E5?
That sounds like a
Or
government
that'd be an
label.
E5, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly. A third class petty officer is like a sergeant.
Mm-hmm. So,
And then there's so many different classifications of sergeant.
Yeah,
Third class petty officer in the Navy has one stripe.
one chevron.
mm-hmm.
Second class has 2. First class has 3. And the master sergeant is like a chief petty officer.
Chief petty officer.
Yeah. Well, all of the services have an E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. And then you know that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I just don't know what matches up. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what in the Air Force matches up with
Yeah.
an E5.
So what? So you've got that one Bronze Star medal. Do you recall how what precipitated that honor?
That was in the moving into what were the islands? Marshall Islands.
Marshall Islands.
Okay.
We found a submarine and I was in charge of getting it destroyed.
Oh,
He sunk us up.
sunk a sub, huh? So would that have been a Japanese sub then?
Yeah.
Well, we hope.
I hope it wasn't ours.
Were there any unusual circumstances about that? About the whole? Do you remember much about that day and what it was like? And
Well, we were coming in to invade the Marshall Islands.
so before the Marines and the ground troops got there.
Yeah. And I found the sub, and I kept a hold of it until it was sunk. That's all I did.
That's all you did.
It
They
seemed-
said, "Good job." Huh?
Here's your bronze medal.
But finding the sub, that was important, I bet.
We gotta have the year for it because you're sitting there.
With things on your ears.
Yeah, you're sitting there with your headphones on and you're listening to the sonar pinging
Oh,
off the
pinging.
submarine.
Ah,
Maybe that's where all that musical training came in handy.
Yeah,
The finely
yeah, you
tuned
had good
ear.
ears.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, speaking about musical training, we were looking at your violin last night, I was, and I looked inside there, and it says it was rebuilt. It was restored and regraduated by A.J. Marker, some guy in Burlingame.
Yeah,
Did 1935 that they did that.
Oh,
So that was done before you bought the violin, or you
Yeah,
had that
before-
person?
before I
It was
bought
done before. Huh? Do you know that guy? You know the inscription I'm talking about.
I know
right?
the inscription, but I don't know the
You
person.
don't know anything about him. What size is that violin? Is that a 3/4 or full size?
But it's a full size.
It's full size. Okay. It looks small to me.
And the bows, I knew the man that made the bows,
Oh, who was that?
August Nornberger.
August.
Lived in Nevada.
August.
I'll be darned. And that was a hobby of his or his vocation?
That was his vocation.
Okay.
His family had a cherry orchard in Nevada.
Oh.
And that's
And
a
he
cherry
had-
wood.
He had like a big old barn that had all of the equipment for making the bows.
Oh, really?
Did he have a bunch of horses too?
No.
No.
No, he had cherry
They
cherry
had
baskets.
One horse.
They were cherry pickers. Did he make the bow out of cherry wood?
No, I got the bow from some wood in South America.
Oh,
Oh, here I was thinking it was a cherry wood bow. Oh, okay.
some fancy kind of wood from South America, probably.
I don't know what the wood is. I had two bows.
Mm-hmm.
There are two bows in your case.
The older one was broken, and he put it back together again.
Oh, wow. So you learned how to play on a different violin then? Do you know how old you were when you got this violin?
I was in high school when I
High
got that
school?
one.
So you had another one
Oh,
prior.
I had another one before that.
So you
probably-
graduated from high school in 1940,
Yeah.
and this was refurbished in 35.
And this was your your good violin then, or your only violin?
But I had another one before that.
Okay, well that's what I meant. So this,
That replaced the...
yeah, was a better violin probably than the first one. One would think.
Yeah.
Who wants to trade down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's see, we should ask questions too of the paintings that were done by your uncle? Granduncle? The two
My
German...
mother's
Borkman.
uncle, yeah.
Yeah.
Borkman.
Borkman. Yeah, Tony has copies of the signatures.
You do.
I
Or
do.
no,
I have pictures.
he has copies of the, what was on the back, what was
On
on
the
the
back.
brown paper.
Yeah, written on the
Yeah.
brown paper. Yeah.
So that says, is that Bill Vavruska's great uncle? Is that what that says?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was, so Borkman is your great uncle?
I guess so.
I wonder where that information came from. Somehow you had that information before it was
Yeah.
written on the back of that painting. We undid the back of one of those paintings to see if there was a signature on the back of the painting itself and couldn't find anything.
Did you take it out of the frame
Yeah.
to see if there was something on the front?
We
Under-
didn't,
under-
no, we
under-
didn't take the
yes.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we did take the whole
Yeah,
thing
we had the
out?
whole thing out.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
we
we
were
did.
like, uh-oh, which way's up? It was a little hard to tell on
Because
one of them.
I did some research on the Kaiser Palace, and that building was bombed during World War II. And it was pretty much gutted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty much gutted.
So
And
that
it was
artwork
burned
was-
out.
So that artwork would be gone that
And then when the Soviets took it over, it was in East Berlin when the Soviets had it,
Oh.
and they used it for target practice with their cannons.
they used the building
The
for
building.
for
They used-
target practice?
Yeah, they used the building for target practice.
Oh, really?
And now they're in the process of rebuilding it, right now.
Huh. I doubt that whatever.
It's supposed to, whatever.
I doubt that all that work is.
Whatever
is in
murals
existence.
or paintings or
They're all
anything that
gone.
were on the walls, it's all gone now.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't find a signature on the back, so I was just curious as to where Andrea got the information that she did to write on the back of the paper there.
Well, I don't know if that's Andrea's.
Your mother?
Yeah, I think that's,
Was it in writing somewhere, do you know?
I don't know.
All right. It's like solving a mystery.
yeah. Because I've been wondering how we're gonna find out who painted those.
Well, it looks like we have all